If I say something stupid, I'll delete it.
There you go. Edit it out.
You good? All right. Who's the new people?
Here, right here. There.
I know you.
Yeah, I've been here before.
Yeah. It's like going back to Disney World, ain't it, baby?
Yeah, I'm here for
What's your name?
Sean.
Sean.
Bird.
You got more weight on than you used to.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you go from meth to heroin or something?
I've been in a rehab I've been on heroin, but I was in a rehab for 6 months in Florida.
Yeah.
Came back to
Got your tan on? Got your tan?
Yeah, a little bit.
Cool. So you did 6 months in Florida and then you came back here, or you relapsed when you left? Or?
No, I came straight here so I can see my kids. I haven't seen them in 5 months. I got to see them for a few days.
Where they at?
They're in Birmingham with my parents and my wife.
Well, cool. So I've been shooting up. I'm real relaxed now. Did I give you a flashback, baby, or something? Pulling your gear tight.
Never once had to use one of those tie offs.
You didn't?
No, got good enough where you just hit it.
Well, you keep fucking with it, them veins will go away and you'll have to use them.
Big.
All right. Does anybody want to do anything today? Does anybody got a process you want to work on? What?
False prophets.
False prophets.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people think they're in churches. I don't believe that. I think they're in government and stuff like that.
All right, I'll say something about that. One of the things about worrying about false prophets is that we ain't doing our own inner work, and we're relying on somebody else to give us the truth. And if we're doing that, it's all false prophecy, because it's just something you believe, not something you know.
The reason I was following that question was because of the current elections we got coming up.
It's like watching wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a joke. But that's no different than it always has been.
But it's a little bit more scary this time.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's different.
It's the same old stuff. It's better than Caligula. I mean, you got to kind of balance that out.
Yeah. I didn't think of it like it is. Yeah, it is.
I mean, American history is just a blip. It may or may not be here 200 years from now.
That's true.
And in the end, it don't matter.
Nope.
So.
They gonna ride it the way they want it anyway. I don't care much for it because when I was out there, I'm addicted to drugs. I don't give a shit who was on there. Who I care now. It's been that way for so long.
I mean, that's how we got where we are. Is everybody's addicted to shit.
Yeah.
Whether it's heroin or Alabama football or hunting deers. They're distracted. Looking for somebody else to tell them what's true and good and right. So.
I don't look for that. I just look for the end game.
The end game is it's all passing away anyway.
Yeah. Need to go ahead and bunker up and store arms.
Maybe. It might be better just to get off early. Then you ain't got to mess with all that.
Light the fires.
Death can be your friend.
There you go.
For some of us, it's going to be the very first time we wake up and go, huh, maybe I don't know everything. Death is a gift. Can be.
Another pathway.
So, anything else?
Come on, guys.
What about how the government can manufacture 1,000 nuclear bombs every week, and that's all perfectly legal, but if I smoke a joint, I'm the bad guy?
There you go.
It's because we allow it. The people make the government.
Yeah.
Constitution says
The people give up their freedom for somebody to take care of them.
we're programmed. They're the lead.
So,
I always like to think, should the people fear the government, or the government fear the people? You know, they should fear us.
but there's nothing new under the sun. It's no different now than it was, except they got Facebook and Twitter. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. And the answer is still the same. If you want to have a fight with the government about whether you can smoke dope or not, that's fine, but that's really an irrelevant issue to spend your life on. You know? I mean, we need people to do that so the CRO can make money. So the guards can have somebody to look at. So I ain't mad at you. I need people to have anger management problems, so they have to come and pay me $500.
There you go.
I'm happy.
A group of 20.
You know, whatever.
There you go.
I ain't mad at them. Come on in.
Bring it on.
And they can sit there and with their lip out for 16 weeks and pay $500. Or they can come in and learn something for $500. Either way, I'm getting the $500. And they're either investing in their life and their growth and spiritual stuff, or they're just paying a stupid tax. And most people just pay stupid taxes. Well, it's just people. You know. I know there's probably nobody in here, but there are some folks that come in here and waste 90 days of their existence having the same stupid arguments with different people about the same stupid stuff, defensive about the same ridiculous things.
Ain't no way it's gonna keep me out of jail.
Sir?
It ain't no way to just keep my ass out of jail.
Well, spiritually and mentally, you still are in jail. You're not your body.
I ain't behind the bar, I'm going to work in the food line every day.
Well, I mean, you're still captive.
Yeah.
For a short time, where they offered me 8 years if I didn't decide to take this little course, and the one that I had to do 6 months, then have rehab, didn't matter no difference where.
Well, more than likely, my buddy, if something doesn't change in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, you're going to have that same issue come up. And it's not going to be 8 years. You know? Because it's easy to get out of stuff for a minute. How many of y'all got out of stuff for a long time and wish you'd have had to do it the first time, and then you wouldn't have wasted the last 15 years? Your mama, your lawyer, somebody said, "Oh, baby, bless your little heart."
Move to Colorado where it's legal when I get out of here.
Do what?
I'm moving to Colorado where it's legal when I get out.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're still captive to pot.
Right.
But I ain't mad at you. Go give somebody else your money.
Rocky Mountain High.
Or if you got sense, you'll get some seeds and grow your own.
There you go.
Don't get caught putting it in Alabama, though.
Okay. It's irrelevant. If that's the thing that your whole life is centered around, that's fine.
It helps.
It's fine. You know, I mean, I don't care one way or another. There's no judgment about smoking pot. Knock yourself out. I'm not talking to those of you that want to argue about whether pot's legal or not. The whole legal thing is a fiction anyway. It's a piece of paper that somebody wrote a rule on. And then they summons you to court.
And you pay
and you present yourself as though you represent the dead fiction, the fictional character that's represented by your birth certificate. And if you want to play that game, knock yourself out. You know, and come give me money.
Give me money.
You know, but well, the thing is, I don't need any particular person to come see me. There's always going to be folks come see me. My hope is that some folks that come around me may decide they want to be free. Your mind and your heart. And we don't get free with our intellect. We don't get free with our ego. We don't get free with our cleverness. Some of y'all are sitting right here because of your cleverness. You know? So, cool. Go to Colorado. I mean, that's what if y'all want to smoke pot, go to fucking Colorado. That's just retarded to stay here if you want to smoke pot. That's a mental illness. That you put yourself in jeopardy to the state because you want to smoke some pot. Go where you can do it. You know, because that's not even rational. It's insane. Or if you want to shoot heroin, go to Amsterdam.
There you go.
And you can sit in the window and give people blowjobs for your dope. But you'll have your dope. If that's the main thing you want.
And a funny taste in your mouth.
See? I mean, the world will give you what you want. But so many times we don't know what it is we want. We have less than a clue. We're like a pinball in a machine. Just wherever we get hit, that's where we go. And whatever the next shiny thing is, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And then we go through those processes, and it's the same old tired stuff till something blows up again. And then we go, why'd I do that? I don't know. That person is not even alive. At best, they're asleep, dreaming that they're awake. But the Creator God did not go through all these troubles just so we could eat shit, have sex every once in a while, and watch TV. Stay awake. Stay asleep. Don't pay attention. Watch American Idol. Watch football. NASCAR. Stay asleep. Give us your energy. Do this stuff for us. Create all this wealth for us. While you gripe, but you keep doing it. Right? We're the government. We are the government. And our government does what we allow. But we keep looking for the Savior. Is it Hillary or Donald? No, now we don't even have a good Savior figure to hope in. We're fucked. It's an illusion, children. It's a game they play with us.
Tell us what you want to believe. We believe.
And that's so true, except we just sit there with that. It's too much trouble for us to learn how to breathe. We'd rather argue over whether it's predestination or not, or you're supposed to speak in tongues or not, or Alabama, Auburn, Coke or Pepsi, Republican, Democrat, black, white. It's the same friggin' game. Any of y'all read it? Y'all know Hegel, the Hegelian dialectic? Y'all know what I'm talking about? I mean, it's a real simple game. Remember last week we was talking about the whole system's rooted in anxiety. Right? Sometimes even religion is rooted in anxiety. But it's funny that the one that we say we like and love says, don't be anxious for anything. But we're addicted to anxiety. The Hegelian dialectic, I don't even know how you spell it. He don't care, he's dead. Okay. It's this right, wrong, red. I mean, that's Coke and Pepsi. It's red or blue. As though there are only two choices. How about a Fanta orange sometime, you know? And the Matrix, do you want the red pill or the blue pill?
Yeah.
How about don't take their pill? Republican, REP-DM, black, white, gay, straight, agnostic, Christian, whatever. And basically what is done is that the system creates a problem, a danger. Y'all ever heard, I mean, back when you studied history, how, when y'all studied World War I, World War II,
Yeah.
how they sank those ships to get everybody in the war?
Yeah.
All right, to create this fear in the population, and then the population gives the government permission to go kill everybody and take their shit. Okay?
It's all happened in the past, too.
That's how they do it.
Yeah.
You know? And you're not a good Christian if you don't love America. Jesus loves America. Shit. America is the military arm of the world. No, London is the money. Rome is the religious stuff. You know? Okay, but so they'll create some kind of anxiety, some kind of crisis, and then give you the solution they already pre-planned. Okay? And then they'll get on TV and argue about what's the right thing, but they already know what they're going to do. But what we'll do is we'll get anxious and we'll choose one side or the other. You know? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No matter what side you do, they control it anyway.
Yes. Because if you can keep the colored folks arguing with the crackers,
Yeah.
then both of them can get screwed.
Divide and conquer.
If you can keep the Christian folks scared of the homosexuals, you know, and the Christian folks that's mad at the homos, probably, you know that verse where it says all the homos and the liars and the things and all these. I mean, gossip is in the same thing as the homo. And there's been much more damage done in a church body by gossip than any homosexual person. I mean, homosexuals ain't causing no problem. You know, they'll help you decorate and stuff.
Yeah. Make the property tax go up.
But anyway, I'm talking out of stereotypes. I don't believe what I'm saying at. Because frankly, it's none of my or your business how anybody else lives. And to the degree that I'm worried about somebody else, that is the degree that I don't know myself. Does that make any sense, y'all?
You already judged.
If you find in yourself judging other folks, it's because you are ignorant to yourself. Because if you understand yourself, you understand your own depravity and your capability of doing evil. Right? Because if you don't understand that, then you're really lost. Because until you understand that, you cannot need and accept grace. And grace is a requirement for what we're talking about. But if you'll start to notice, especially in the media, arguments are presented in this way. And that's how mind control of the population kind of works. You know, like Alabama or Auburn. How about I like going fishing? You know.
About what deal we take.
Sir?
About what deal we take.
Yeah. You know, don't take a pill. Maybe the answer is not 10 or 11, maybe it's purple.
Yeah.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
But we're programmed, and you can call it programmed. I'm not trying to get conspiracy, because this stuff's in the book that we read. It's not different. I'm just using different words because sometimes we hear these words so much they don't mean anything to us, especially if you come up in church. You know? But coming up in church will have you believing that the wise men showed up when Jesus was born too. They did not. So, Jesus did not die so that we could become Christians. Jesus was not a Christian. The word Christian used to be a cuss word, similar to nigger, or spick, or dago, or whatever, redskin, savage. Let's go kill some of them Christians, throw them in the lines, that'd be fun, take their shit, that'd be fun. Because you have to dehumanize a person in order to kill them and take their stuff. That's just a function. But now everybody's so programmed about, you said, don't say, it's worse to say nigger than to say God damn it in our culture.
Yeah.
And even saying God damn it, people say you took the Lord's name. I don't think the Lord's name is God. It's all head games. It's like God's going to go, oh, you said, damn it. I think God's all right, you know. And we stay addicted because we have no knowledge. We have belief, we have hypothesis about what the world is like, but we really have very little knowledge. You know? I remember I was watching these folks on YouTube, they was talking about the world's really flat.
That's funny.
And I was looking at it, it's interesting. Because there's something to it, anyway. I mean, we laugh because they put a ball in our classroom when we were 5 years old, and it spun on a little axis, and said, that's the world. That's the only reason we believe that, because none of us been to outer space and looked. And if we're turning 1,000 miles an hour, how's all the water held on to it? So, you know. You ever seen water sit still going 1,000 miles an hour? You know, but even that kind of stuff can be a rabbit hole that you chase off down here.
Never found any.
Because there's no answer to it till one of us goes to space and looks. Or we travel to the edge of Antarctica and either come out in China or we fall off. There's no way you can know or I can know. You know? So, you understand? That's stuff we're told as though it's true, and you know, I was watching some NASA videos that were supposed to be out in the space station, and they was doing all this stuff, and then a water bubble floated up behind them. They lied. Y'all ever seen the NASA stuff?
Yeah.
You seen them women with their hair all hairsprayed up? Like they're in that no gravity? And it's still like this? If it was in no gravity, it'd be kind of floating, I would think. Not just going. They look like the guy on Ancient Aliens' hair, you know. Maybe he's in outer space too. You know, chasing the ancient reptiles and stuff. Well, we have been in an ongoing discussion about how limited our intellect is, even if we're brilliant, according to somebody's standard. You know? And how our sensory inputs are very limited. You ain't heard me talk about all that, have you? Let me run it down for you real quick. We come into the world without layers of information or constructs on us. If we're born in Zimbabwe, a very different set of constructs are programmed into us. Or if we're born in Clanton, or if we're born in Missouri, our dialect, our intonation in our speech, and all that kind of stuff's different. We have no words. We have no sense really of self separate from mama. I mean, that's why kids have a hard time when they're 2 and 3, is because they still think mama's a part of them. And when they get kind of full of themselves and want to, because we train them that they're God, because all they got to do is shit and cry and when somebody sticks a titty in their mouth. Some of y'all still like that, you know. You're waiting for the titty to come get stuck in your mouth. And somebody to clean up your shit. And y'all raise kids, 2, 3-year-olds? You know, if they could cuss you, they would cuss you that I hate you, mother. They don't have them work, but the emotional content, they hate you. Or they hate what they think or experience of as you. Okay? The best thing to do is kids are going through that stuff is go, okay? Because what will happen is their projection of you will die off and you survive, and then they begin to deal with the real world. So many times we were raised by folks that spoiled us too much or didn't want us practice in cotton or something. And we still think we're still looking for the big cosmological titty to come feed us. Right? I mean, that's the whole dependency thing. That's why Israel wanted a king. They wanted somebody to come take care of them. Dependency. And probably nobody in here, but there have been in the past people that, usually it's the one that talk about Jesus the most that piss on the floor the most. Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, shut the fuck up. And I mean that in a Christian sense. Okay? And I ain't mad at you, it's just hilarious. It's hilarious. You know. It's hilarious. Because how you going to handle your life and you ain't handling your piss? You ain't. Period. Don't matter how clever you are and what you learn about Jesus and because you have no self-knowledge. You're just parroting and repeating things that other people have told you and becoming more and more clever in your arguments with the retards. But if you're the smartest retard, you're still a retard. Right? Because Because true knowledge you have to go and experience for yourself. And you're not going to figure it out and then do it. The only way to figure it out is in the doing of it. And the doing of it is basically, you first start to what? Breathe. The first step is becoming still. Quieting your body, your anxiety, all these thoughts that run through your head. Half the time we don't even understand or realize or conscious of all the stuff that's running through our head. Right? Any of y'all tried to figure this out for 10, 15 years, 20 years, 30, you know?
Yeah.
And you're probably, some of y'all in here are brilliant in that fictional world. You know? Some of y'all make some money and some of y'all do, you know, lots of y'all do stuff I'll never be able to do. Except for sling bows, baby. And those are good things. Don't throw them out. But we try and we try and we try to fit ourselves and to perfect our existence in the fictional world. And something in us keeps popping up and saying, no, it ought to be different than this. Right? That's God. That's your soul calling you to wake up. But we don't listen to it, do we? We run the other way. We medicate it. And it don't have to be with drugs. It can be with religion. It can be with anything. It can be with being a good citizen. For the new folks, if your goal is to get out of here and become a well-adjusted citizen, you might as well go home. Because the citizenship stuff, because if we become a well-adjusted member of a fictional culture run by Satan, we ain't done a whole lot. At least according to this book, the world system's run by who? And he appears as an angel of light, and he's sweet and good and lovely, and he will punk you out. Say, how many of y'all made money in your life? Good money. You know, stacked it up. You still got some? I used to have a big stack of it. It about killed me. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Anybody ever created a monster and then it turned around and ate you up?
Oh yeah.
Right. That's the world system. There's no peace in it. There's nothing lasting. Even the thing that we say we were after. How you spell it? M-O-N-E-Y?
Yes, sir.
E-Y? Money? Okay. What does mon mean? Mono. One. Just so y'all know, we're getting a little conspiracy thing going here. What's I mean? I. Same thing's on the back of the dollar. It's sorcery.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even trade rocks anymore. It's an idea. It's ones and zeros on a magnetic media that's supposed to represent something, I don't know. At least in Monopoly you had a piece of paper you traded.
Yeah.
But it's the same stuff, just bigger pieces. You don't have little dogs, you got houses and cars.
Now they've got the electronic banking monopoly. Have you seen that?
No.
You don't have to pay the money anymore. You just
Oh, I see.
Brought it into the real world.
yeah, it's the monopoly game.
But see, I don't understand why they don't teach this stuff at church or school or something, unless the purpose is to keep us doing what we're doing. Right? Well, I mean, because it's a real stretch to think that powerful people would get together and talk about making everybody else do their shit. You know, that's a conspiracy. Well, hell yes, it's a conspiracy. Let's make them stupid asses do all this stuff, and we'll drive around on 300-foot yachts.
So that 2 week or month deal, where's it at, California?
I don't know.
Where they burn the big out?
Oh yeah, them people. But I mean, but if you know about it, we don't know.
Yeah.
If you know about it, that ain't the real deal, I don't imagine. But there may be a big floating head somewhere underground that just got wires in it. I don't know.
Never tell.
You know, in the Old Testament, it talks about when the angels of God had sex with the women and made these giants. So it may be the Nephilim. If you really believe the Bible, or you just blow that off. You know. Yeah.
I was thinking when you were talking, in the Old Testament, God intentionally led the people of Israel into the wilderness to test their hearts. It was intentional. And a lot of the time, I know just personally speaking, is that those places inside of me that had like exclamation points with fear next to it, I did everything I could to avoid those. But in reality, God's been trying to take me to those places to where I can.
Yeah, and let me get you to think about that a little bit different, maybe. Because I heard some preachers say sometime that if the Israelites, the Hebrews, whatever, would have walked straight from where they were to where they was going, it took them about 10, 11 days, month, something. It wasn't like God said, I'm going to go F with them out in the wilderness. It was like, that's the way to go. You won't get there. And it took them 40 years. Everybody had to die off, really. And it wasn't God punishing them. He was saying, there's the way, there's the way, there's the way. Why are y'all doing this? And I think, does that what you were saying?
Yeah, because of a fear, they chose their fear over God's promise.
Yeah, because we like grasshoppers. And they're going to butt rape us and it's going to hurt.
I'm saying that from personal.
Because that's what they did when you got beat in a war, somebody's getting butt raped.
Yeah.
That was part of the Geneva Convention back then. All right, bend over, take it.
We want.
Bring your mom out here and your wife too. That was the reality of what that, so they were like, oh, them big old boys. If they was like midgets, it might not be so bad, but, I mean, that's reality.
Yeah.
They didn't go around singing, I shall smite thee in the name of thy Lord. They're like, I'm going to beat your ass.
Both ways.
I mean, when David was talking about Goliath, he was saying his pecker ain't even right. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he said his dick ain't even right. That's what that means. I mean, of all the things he could have come up with, he's talking about his pecker. And shit, look at that. What are we messing? Worried about him? His dick ain't even right. It's not some stained glass story where, David was motivated to kill Goliath not because he just came from the motion conference and had done a 3-day men's retreat and thought about Jesus for 3 days. He got motivated because he heard that he could marry the princess. He went, what? Read it. Go back and read it.
And then he circumcised 200 more.
See, here you go. How about that? Uncircumcised little bastards. Watch this.
Took him back.
Probably made a coat out of it when he got home.
Brothers made
You say it made a tent if you rubbed it, right? I mean, these are real stories, folks. We're taught them in this weird, strange way. I mean, when in Sunday school, they go, well, David was playing his harp like he's some gay dude. You know the pictures of him? It's just sweet little David playing his harp. David was a gangster. Don't mess with David. He will cut your thing off and make a coat out of it. And then go drink a beer and forget you. I mean, hell, he was screwing his general's wife that loved him so much. When David would come home, he knocked her up. And he said, oh, get Asher to come in here and hit that thing. Well, I'll be good. Because she was texting, baby, I'm late, and all that stuff, Brought dude in, oh, I love you. I mean, I love you so much, I want you to get a little bit, you know. Dude was so loyal to the cause that he slept out on the porch. And the man after God's own heart response was, well,
Kill him.
gangster. These are real stories.
Yeah.
Real people, like us. I don't even know what I was talking about. I got off on expanding foreskin tents and stuff.
That's good stuff, though.
But y'all hear what? This ain't religion, folks.
True life.
Religion ain't gonna help you. It has to be real. Your intellect's not gonna do it. We are so many times disconnected from our soul because of the fear. We're afraid if we feel that grief, or if we say the truth out loud, or whatever, the world's going to blow up. And maybe when you were 5, it was so. I don't know how you were raised or what you were told. I've known children that were told, I wish you'd never been born. Because the little girl told on her boyfriend that raped her. And so the mama's response was not protection, it was, you little whore, I wish you hadn't been born, because now her temporary penis is in jail. That's pretty harsh. You know, when you're 5 years old, 9 years old, being told something like that, it programs you a little, it warps you. It's not true. But because she believed it was true, she acted as though it was true and created a reality around herself as though it was true. The truth about her is that ultimately it didn't matter if that happened or not. Because she is much more than her body and her memory and her ego. She's an eternal soul created by God. Part of the trick with all this is we get tricked into believing we are our body or we are our memory. It's cool to have a body. It's cool to have an ego, so we'll know where to stick the food. You know, if I didn't have an ego, I'd be trying to feed you or something. But if I think I am my ego, then I am its slave. And it's run by anxiety. It's fueled by anxiety. It's cool to have a body, but if I'm run by my body, I'm its slave.
What are characteristics of an ego?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm just saying, I just want to...
I don't. It's
just so it's like
our sense of self.
When it comes up, you can notice it.
I would say it's easier to go figure out what ain't the ego, because that's just a word that Freud came up with, or it was some Greek word that Freud used. A sense of self that's attached to our body and our history and our senses. You know, and our mind, sir.
Is it all superficial?
It's connected to the deep stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. You know.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, because I know where to stick the fork. There's this, you know, God created you with your own specific, particular, unique, beautiful frequency. And I just use frequency because that's a different word to use. And it's all frequency anyway. If any of y'all science people, you're a science guy. It's all energy. Vibrating at different frequencies, and it manifests in what we call material. But underneath that, according to the physicist, this is not solid. It's just perceived as solid because of our frequency interacting with this frequency.
Harmonic resonance.
You know, I don't... And I mean, I just hold lightly to the words because they're only words. What up, Holmes?
Kenneth and Darren.
Y'all gotta go get a spanking?
Something like that.
Bring a note back. Alright. Because if we keep talking like, and it's fun to me to talk like this, but I don't know that it's helpful for y'all.
It is.
It is if it leads you to quit talking, to be still, to get past words, to breathe, to pay attention to the air moving in and out of your chest, to put more oxygen in your body than, because when we're anxious we don't have enough oxygen in our body and our blood pressure goes up and our heart rate goes up. God created us with the intention of us kind of habitating a place of peace. The world system keeps us anxious all the time. And the anxiety-based ego is kind of what I'm talking about. Not my sense of self separate from you. Because, Jesus has that esoteric idea that I and my Father in one and let's all be one kind of idea. And we all are one kind of with a sense of self different, and every week on multiple times I'll say, learn to breathe. And everybody hears it and checks it off and then moves on. Very few of y'all say, I'm going to explore that. Because when I'm breathing, I'm focused on my breath, I'm focused on my body. It disengages all this stuff. That's what keeps me trapped, is the programming. Nothing wrong with thinking or being or doing. And as I begin to pay attention to myself, my thoughts, and just let them go, I'll begin to discover that I am much more than my body. And there's a place of rest and peace that I can be at. There is a cleft of the rock that God will hide me in. That is my true habitation. Because what I'm talking about, there are no words for it and nobody can teach you about it. You got to go. I use this example all the time. I could have a PhD in the estuary of Mobile and never go there. I will know a lot about it, but I don't know it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
That's how we do God and spirituality. We study, but we never do it. And what I'm talking about is not about working hard. It's the opposite of that. The hardest work is not doing anything. Watching. Experiencing what's in you. And I'm not suggesting that we sit around and stare at our belly buttons for 20 years either. It's both. It's not either or. It's both. Because I think God was kind of goes, let's put him like this and see what he does. That'd be fun. Right? Let's do him like that, see what he does. He made a tail and that was just weird, but it was fun. Because grace and love is the air that we breathe. It is the field in which we live and move and have our being. And we are in a state of grace with God, believing that he don't like us because we were programmed wrong. We try to fit into a system that's false and we remain frustrated. You know, and we think something's wrong with us when it's actually what we're trying to fit in is what is wrong and is the lie. And then we can never fully fit in. We can never be satisfied by that which is an illusion. I said this a few weeks ago. Any of y'all educators? I mean, we're taught, from the beginning we're taught wrong crap. They say these are the basic shapes. That is a lie. There ain't no squares in nature.
Yeah.
We believe what we're taught.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with squares and, doing your jump, whatever. But even our buildings are not built like the real world. You know? If we had buildings like the real world, they'd look like this. So. And since the new guys are here, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I get in a city and I feel claustrophobic.
Oh, yeah.
Because the shapes ain't right, I think, it's part of it. We live in a world that thinks artificial intelligence is more cool than real intelligence. Or artificial life is the thing. I mean, any of y'all YouTube guys? Y'all see the transhumanism movements and all that stuff? I mean, you'll see it if you ain't into it, but you'll see it. It's in movies sometimes. It's in music videos. And they're having sex with robots look cool.
Yeah.
And they're planting stuff in the younger folks. I mean, they're taking, and just listen, this is not really crazy. They're taking stem cells and creating eggs and sperm out of them. Right? And so who is their creator? Man.
Scary.
Right?
Scary, very scary.
So if I made you, I do what I want to with you. Yeah. You're a product. I can patent you. While we're watching Alabama football. All this stuff's going on. What?
You seen that thing where they can literally choose the color of your eye, down to the color of your skin?
Yeah. Because, I mean, if we're...
Isn't that kind of playing God, in a way?
It ain't kind of, baby.
It is. It is.
That's the whole point of the system. This is not Sunday school. There's bad people out there and you don't need to say shit. This is a system. It's money and politics and slavery. And it's better when your slaves think they're free. It works better that way.
Yeah.
And I'll give you the choice. What kind of ice cream you want? You can get 33 different choices. And you think you're choosing something. You're choosing shit. You're choosing among the choices that were given you. But yes, baby, that's happening. And if you take seriously, because I'm kind of like weird, believe the Bible. I believe it literal. I believe the wise men did not show up when Jesus was born. Not this cultural Jesus shows up in a magic Easter egg in the spring and shit. And sprinkles happy Jesus dust, and one day he'll save you if you sit there and be nice. Who wants you to sit there and be nice and do what you're told? The government?
Yeah.
And I ain't mad at the government. They're just doing what we told them to do. Take care of us. And we throw a fit every once in a while when they cut our WIC checks. When you could go dig in somebody's garbage and get some old tomato seeds and have free tomatoes your whole life. But we sitting back wanting somebody else to do it for us. Because God made it where it's free if we go put the seed in the ground.
Yeah.
We pay $5 for a tomato at Publix. Because they had them little cooler things that squirt water on the vegetables. Y'all, but you been to my house, right? I live in River Chase in the ghetto part. Not back in the back where Bart Starr lives, but I live out there with, the common folks. But I swear, if they cut the water off and closed Publix, then people would starve to damn death. Does this sound crazy to y'all? Or is it?
No.
Why don't we sit around and talk about this?
Okay.
Instead of Alabama football? Why don't we get in the game instead of watching other people play the game for us? Because when you begin to wake up, that's when the addiction stuff loses its power. Because if all I got to think of is, well, one day I can get out of Turning Point and go not do drugs, and I'm, go do drugs then, shit. What, you want to be able to go to Alabama football? Is that your goal? I mean, if you want to go smoke dope, go Colorado. Knock yourself out. My guess, though, is that God has purposed you and me to do something besides be a cog in a system for somebody else. And the cool thing is, we don't really have to work that hard to do it. We have to quit trying to be God of the universe that don't exist. That's what the ego is when I'm talking about it. We were talking about judging people a while ago. When I'm judging people, I'm putting myself in the position of God over them. And when I'm judging myself, I'm putting myself in a position of God over. I have no right to that. I'm not the creator. I am the created. But I'm trying to be something that I'm not, live an illusion. That's how it works. But is this boring?
No.
It feels alive and like cool.
Yeah.
It's about time.
See?
Yeah, I figured you like.
Absolutely.
Because and I put it this way, there's a different frequency about this kind of conversation than it is with 14 steps to not beat your meat. Beat yourself with this Bible verse 14 times a day. Hell, if you wake up and start living, you ain't got to sit around and beat your meat all the time. Because you got shit to do.
Yeah.
It's not your whole day's playing around with when they going to be out of the shower. So and somebody comes in and the shower curtain's going like this. I mean, beat your mate, don't care. What up? My But that you don't not beat your meat by focusing on how to not beat your meat. Or you don't learn how to not do heroin by focusing on how to not do heroin. You find something that turns you on more. And it may not be this kind of conversation. It may not. Because this conversation in itself is this: if it stays here, then this was a waste. If it doesn't lead you to begin to get curious about your own self, your own soul, and begin to explore that of you that is more than what you know, then it's another waste, and you might as well watch YouTube or Alabama football or beat your meat. What?
I said or all three.
Or all three. Beat your meat while you watching Alabama football. Some folks do that, I think, because they got a poster of Nick Saban and it just. Oh, look at that red shirt he got on. I want to touch his A. I mean, we laugh about it, but it's kind of true. You know, and I'm not dogging football. Go watch football. Do whatever you want to do. All things are permissible, Paul says. Go do it. It's just not all things are profitable. And I'm just suggesting go do what you want to do, but you may want to seek out some things that'll be profitable to go along with them. Does that make sense? A couple things for the new guys. Start paying attention to what pisses you off around here. What irritates you, what makes you scared. That is like your dashboard, your oil light going off. Pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And then we'll just, put some black tape over it and go on. That is the most vital information you can get while you're here. Because if something repetitive happens, it has more to do with you than some other retard in here. That's a source of knowledge. That's a source of freedom. It ain't about fixing somebody or making them shut up or winning some theological argument with them or making them feel stupid or being passive aggressive and pissing in their coat when they ain't looking or whatever. That's retarded. You get no knowledge. You stay trapped. And frankly, I kind of wait for folks to come talk to me that's serious. I don't want to hear your cool little clever jokes, and I ain't got time for that bullshit. If you're serious about some of this stuff, we can have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not dogging nobody out. It's just I'm more clever jokes than you do, so I ain't gonna need no notes. In my mind, anyway, right? Because I'm kind of worried about the world and stuff, and I would like for more people to kind of start waking up. That would be cool.
Watch out.
You know? And because we don't have to dig a hole with machine guns. Because if you do that, then they're just going to shoot your ass. They go, Ruby Ridge your ass. I don't care if you get guns. You'll become a terrorist. And they'll put your long-haired picture on the thing, and they'll probably paint a little swastika right there and say he was fucking kids and he likes Hitler. That's what they do.
Leader ISIS.
Because the Hebrews didn't fight Caesar, they said, "Oh, we free. Later, nickel." Because something changed in their mind. I mean, it only lasted 3 days, but at least, But it was a start. And eventually, 40 years later, they got in fresh stuck. And you ever been stuck and then you pushed it and you got stuck again? Pushed and got stuck again? Well, at least you're getting closer. And you know what to do. Put some more crap under it and spin it. And just fresh stuck's cool. At least there's some motion there. So, anyway. Anything else? Y'all good? Okay, bye.
Thank you, Tim. Enjoyed it.